Hi, this is Rosie, and welcome to Rosie Reacts. So today I'm going to be doing a reaction to BTS Go Go, explained by a Korean fan. I've fallen quite far behind when it comes to watching reaction videos. When it comes to watching explanation videos, so I wanted to catch up on a couple of those. Especially this one because apparently when I react to the song I got like the exact opposite meaning of what they were actually trying to say. So I want to see exactly what was going on with the lyrics, and they could explain some of the subtleties that I might have missed in translation. Okay, let's go ahead. Oh, and before I forget to mention it, as I am yeah, I do forget things. I do now have a Twitter. If you want to follow me, it's at Rosie Reacts, my channel name. Yeah, I might post updates every now and then there. Possibly, maybe might do a poll every now and then. Depending on if I have enough people following and it feels representative of the people who watch my channel. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into this now.
Hi! Let's talk about Go Go today. It's a fun song, but it's tricky to understand without the Korean context. Tangjin is often mistranslated to just mean spend, but there's more to it. Tang is a Chinese character for sweep away, and Jin is also a Chinese character for exhaust. So better translations of Tangjin would be either waste away or blow it all. 달려 means run, but by blurring its pronunciation from 달려 to 달러, it becomes a pun for money. When you put run and money in one word, you can picture people running after the money. At the same time, 달려 is also used to describe doing something all night, usually drinking the night away. But the real message in this part is in 내가 벌어, 내가 사치. This line may sound plain, but there is a slightly defensive undertone to this, meaning it's my money, and if I decide to spend it on luxuries, it's none of your business. With student loans, shrinking job market, and soaring housing prices, the playing field for the young people isn't quite fair. But then, grown-ups and the mainstream media make things worse by judging young people for spending money when they're not supposed to. Grown-ups tend to think the young
Avocado toast. Sorry, I had to put it out there. You know, it's like millennials, they're just spending all of their money on avocado toast. Don't you just hate that stereotype? Oh, I know I hate it. Because it's true. It's like things are tight out here, you know. We don't have it quite as good as the last generation or two. The second to last. I don't know. You know, about a generation or two ago. They got to go through that golden era. Not error, but you know what I mean. Meanwhile, over here, it's like tens of $1,000s in student loans that you gotta pay off. Housing market being a little bit hard to fight your way into. Credit scores, fun things. No, and then all this stuff that's happening now, right? In this day and age with pandemic. Yeah, but of course the pandemic wasn't going on when they had the song, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Things just don't seem to be getting better, do they? But you know, as long as we have a little bit of pennies to pinch together, we'll always find time for avocado toast.
are not in the place to express their desires. Captain Nemo is a character from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. He's a captain of a submarine that travels all around the world. And Nemo is likely not his real name because it means no one in Latin. So this part may describe how young people might want to escape and leave this treadmill behind. Onojiro is the name of the famous Japanese sushi chef whose omasake menu costs $300 or more. But the taste and the experience is said to be worth the price. Young people may be broke, but they still want to experience the good things in life. Not because they are vain, but because anyone should be able to dream good things in life. Or onojiro can be simply a pun for "Oh no, zero!" when you see your bank account. Or it may have to do with
Sorry. Sorry, I could relate to that for a second.
지로용지, which is the invoice and payment stub still commonly used for utility bills and tax payments in Korea.
Gotta love the wordplay, man. Always on point with the wordplay.
티끌모아 티끌 literally means little specks make little specks. It is a parody of a Korean proverb, 티끌모아 태산, which means little specks make the great mountain, equivalent to little drops make the mighty ocean. A penny saved is a penny earned, but the young people are not convinced it's the right thing to do anymore because your meager savings are just not enough to buy the home, build a family, or do the work that you love. 탕진잼 is introduced here for the first time. 잼 is short for 재미, which means fun, like no 잼 means no fun. But as a slang, 잼 can have a more witty or depressing connotations, like 야근잼 is a joy of working overtime, but you don't mean it. You say it's fun because you have no other choice. So there.
Sorry, it reminds me of like people at work, because whenever you're like, "How you doing?" and they'll be like, "Another day in paradise." You've heard that, right? I've heard that. I've lost track. I've lost track. It's basically when you hear somebody say that, it means that they're dying inside. They're dying inside. Save them. They hate that job. For real.
There's more to 탕진잼 than just the joy of spending, but we'll get to that part soon. Now they're clearly telling the judgmental grown-ups to leave them alone. Whatever they spend their money on, it's none of your business. 과소비 means excessive spending. The term became popular in the 1997 Asian financial crisis when South Korean economy suddenly tanked and many people lost their jobs. Back then, the Korean government and the media blamed the public for the crisis, that the Korean people had become so vain and they spent too much, when there were other reasons that were more significant. So the word 과소비 is almost a trigger for a collective trauma, something that you should be ashamed of. But at the same time, it was a propaganda that blames the victim. So this part could mean, yes, I am insane for blowing this all away, but am I really the one to blame? 쥐구멍에 벼들다 is a Korean proverb saying even a mouse hole gets the sunlight one of the days, meaning every dog has his day. BTS could be either telling us to keep trying, or they could be warning us against believing in a breakthrough that may never come. So what does 탕진잼 mean? The fun of blowing away all your money? Not quite. It's a self-deprecating term to describe the tiny indulgence young people occasionally award themselves. The moment where young people allow themselves to spend money on tiny purchases like stationery items or K-pop idol goods. Things are anywhere between 50 cents to $50. It's the rare moment when the broken youth can feel like they have any financial agency or qualify as a consumer, although the society has decided they don't deserve it. You might think, how can it be fun to blow away the little money you have? You have to be really worried for your future. Well, unless you already knew there was no future. In fact, it would be the rational thing to do to spend the resources that you have right now so that you can feel happiness here and now. Also, 탕진 usually means blowing away a large sum of money, like your lifetime savings or a big inheritance. However, because today's youth is broke to begin with, the fact that the young people chose the word 탕진 to describe their behavior is a satire in itself. In this context, the meaning of YOLO is also somewhat different from what you might expect. YOLO is used when you embrace adventures or some sort of grand living. But in Korea, it carries a more pessimistic tone. Hey, just spend it now because we're all gonna be broke. So, unlike what some of you may have read, and unlike Spinebreaker, this is not a criticism of today's youth. Also, this song has elements that remind me of fairy tales. There's the flute sound. And when BTS performs this song on the stage, they have this cute outfit and jumpy dance moves like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. All of this combined, this song has fable-like quality. This may be a clever way for BTS to tell us that instead of a sharp criticism, this is a tongue-in-cheek satire, like a witty skit. Your week looks like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then 3 Fridays. The weekend never comes. It's a common expression now that you have to work 7 days a week to just have ends meet. Often it's not from one stable employment, but you have to hold multiple part-time jobs. Dok is a traditional pottery vessel in Korea, and 밑 빠진 dok is a jar with a leaky bottom. It's a reference to a Cinderella-like folk story where this poor kid, Kongji, is ordered to fill up this leaky jar by her stepmother. 붓는다 means pouring liquid. This verb is also used to mean depositing money into 적금, which is a specific kind of installment savings account common in Korea. So just like pouring water down this leaky jar, filling up your bank account is an impossible task.
This is great. This is really great. Yeah, thanks for the recommendation, because, yeah, there's a lot of, I feel like this song has a lot of references that you would not get if you were not Korean and didn't understand the language and the nuances and the wordplay. So yeah, I feel like a lot of people should watch this. But I love how it's such a catchy tune, and it seems like just a fun bop, but it has, again, an amazing meaning behind it, kind of a satirical, pessimistic kind of meaning almost. Well, yeah, definitely relatable for today's youth, young adults, people that are not quite so young anymore. But yeah, because it's true, it's hard to save up. It's hard to save up, because even if you do put money into savings every week with the wages that you earn, it's wages are not what they used to be. They're not. And you can't just rely on being able to enjoy your life when you're in retirement, because for some people they're never going to be able to retire. So it's you do got to kind of live your life in the here and now sometimes, so that you can enjoy the small moments, because if you just work, save, never have a moment for a little little moment of joy, then you might live your entire life that way, and never get the payoff that you were hoping for. So makes quite a bit of sense in today's society.
Instead of torturing yourself to this impossible task, why don't you just break the jar? For once today, instead of torturing yourself, give yourself a green light and do what you want.
Gotta treat
This
yourself
part
sometimes.
also refers to the popular card game called Go Stop. Each card belongs to a month. When the card in your hand is from the same month as the card on the table, you get points. When you collect 3 points, you have to either call Go or Stop. If you call Stop, you win the points and the game ends. If you call Go, the game continues and you have the chance to increase your points. But there's also a risk that another player may call Stop first and you may lose the points. 쫄다 means to reduce, shrink, or be scared. So don't be too scared, don't play it too safe. Instead, call Go and take risk. Now let's talk about the shit part. There's a well-known expression, 아끼다가 똥 된다, which means if you don't actually use what you have, it'll become shit. It'll become useless, worthless. And 벽에 똥칠한다 is another expression meaning paint the wall with your shit to illustrate a miserable end of your life.
Oh, that's
when
a colorful
you have no
expression.
mobility and you cannot control your bowel movement. But of course, the shit reference is also used in the game of Go Stop. When you get certain bad card combinations, they say you have pooped, diarrhea.
Okay.
So if you hold on to your cards for too long, it can bite you back. So this part says, instead of worrying about what you will lose and limiting your spirit, go ahead and try things. Because if you don't, your life will become miserable and worthless.
They have such great messaging in their songs. I love it.
With 고민보다 Go, BTS is once again speaking for the youth. In a press interview, Suga said the society doesn't seem to understand why young people say things like YOLO or 탕진잼, and this is our take on why. So through Go Go, BTS is describing the reason behind this seemingly irrational behavior and sympathizing with the youth.
This was great. This was great. And she should have more views on this because it was a really well put together video, and she did a great explanation of the wordplay that we wouldn't have catched and all of the references in Korean culture. I love that. I'm gonna have to subscribe to this channel. I think I watched her explanation of Dope as well. But I like this one even better. But yeah, of course, like I said earlier, this is just a great message. Very relatable to anyone who's living in this day and age, I should think. Yeah, that's about it. Don't spend all your money on avocado toast, kids. No. Okay. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.